Hello, Raylene.
Hello, Elisa.
We just had a great session about how to use certain manifestation tools and techniques. It was awesome. Thank you, Erik. I love you still. I just told you that 30 minutes ago, and I hope you remember that.
This
Now,
was 2 seconds ago.
I'm was in medical school, right? I'm a physician. And in anatomy class, of course, you have a cadaver to work on to learn the anatomy, etc. And my cadaver was a little short Hispanic woman, and we called her Lucy. I don't know why, but I wonder if you could bring her spirit in.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Bringing her on in. Hang on 1 second. I got to plug you in. My computer's going to die. So sorry.
No problem.
Okay, we're good.
All right. Do we have Lucy here?
Lucy is here.
Hi, Lucy. First, I want to
Hello.
know, what is your real name? First name. At least that lifetime.
She's telling me Mary.
Like Maria, maybe, or Mary?
No, we're going to go with Maria.
Okay.
She's got an accent to her with what her physical name was. She prefers to go by Lucy, as this is how you knew who she was.
Okay, that's fine. Well, thank you, Lucy. I don't want to thank you so much for giving your body so that we all could learn, about the human anatomy and help us become better doctors.
She's explaining that it was part of her contract to be an experiment for people to learn. She wishes more people would do this. There's not very many bodies that are given for experiment reasons and scientific reasons. If there was more, we would be much further with learning how to create medicines for illnesses. Although my body was no longer alive, it still provided quite a bit of healing to people. She's explaining that what will be stem cells, she's talking about stem cells in the physical body, learning how to use the stem cells to bring healing after the physical body is gone.
What do you mean? You heal
Like,
the person after they're dead? Or you
not when they're dead, to heal somebody else to use what they've had.
Wow, that'd be pretty cool. What did you die
Bring me
from?
back from the dead.
No. What did you die from?
So she's showing me her heart,
Yeah.
where she was having complications, and initially that's what caused her death.
Okay. Oh, that's too bad. Why did you decide
She's
to,
funny.
pardon me?
She's funny. She says
Oh,
that her death was quite joyful, and it was something that she really enjoyed.
why? Tell me about your transition.
Physical life. My physical life was not the best. I didn't have support and family that I really can count on. So for me to come over, I felt so much joy and laughter. I wanted people to look at my mind. Her brain was something that she really wanted to have experimented on and to see how different minds form, the different parts, right and left part of the brain was her main reason for donating her body for science.
What do you mean?
The structure of the brain, the condition of the brain. She wasn't very old at her death.
Yeah, she really wasn't. I would say late 60s, early 70s, maybe?
Probably not even 70. She's maybe early 60s.
Oh, did you have anything else like diabetes? I don't remember.
I had a lot of emotional stress in my physical body, but not any illnesses such as diabetes. I had heart troubles because of the food that I had ingested. I did not care to nurture my physical body during my lifetime. She's bringing healing to the planet. This is what her mission is, to bring healing in.
Oh, that's awesome. So why did you donate your body? What was the reason for that? Or did they just do it because you didn't have any next of kin? I don't know. Did they just,
No, I volunteered. This was something that I had wanted to do. She says to help scientists bring new medication out to help people to understand the system of the physical body, to help a doctor become amazing. It was really for the people that used my body, the people that got education from my body, and also for scientific, for the reasons around my brain and my heart. She shows her brain and her heart. Do you remember what you did? I know, it's dissecting and all of that.
right?
What took place with her brain and with her heart?
I don't think we opened up her skull. I don't remember. It's too long ago, but I don't remember that. I don't think we were allowed to do that. I don't know.
That was her reason behind wanting it done.
Oh, oh well, they wouldn't let us do it. I guess either that or no. I don't think we did. Maybe they wouldn't let us use cutting
The
instruments.
tools, the tools.
Mhm. I understand why people don't like to donate their bodies because what the medical students do to it is just tear it apart. Essentially, it's horrifying to imagine, even though you're not a soul in that body. Plus, there have been so many incidences of horrible disrespect to cadaver bodies. I remember one story. I don't know if this is really true, of a guy who always went through the toll booth, and the toll booth guy accepting the change was so mean all the time. So he took his cadaver's hand, put it in the sleeve, and you know the guy grabbed the money out of it, and the hand fell off, and he sped away. Things like that. It's like,
Oh my God, that is horrible.
yeah,
She says that there is quite a bit of disrespect that does come along with donating your body, which is not right. However, to fully understand that the soul is not in there, it's not something that is affecting us, as that vessel has lived on
yeah,
to another stage, and as my soul has moved on. She's not showing any connection to the physical body after it's gone. There's a complete disconnect. Erik says when you look at the body after dying, you have that disconnect of there's my body, but I'm not in it anymore, but I'm still here. It's kind of that oh shit moment of what's going on. And
yeah.
so there's a complete disconnect from that physical body. The only connect that is really there is the humans that are connected to that physical body that's no longer alive. But soul connection, there's not any.
Okay. Um, so, what can we do to convince more people to donate their body to science? Anything?
He says, talk about it. There's not actually a lot of people that know about donating of the body after you die. It's not something that's really spoken about. He says, so put the awareness out there. Not only the donation of your body, he says, but mom, let's get into talking about donating your organs,
Yes.
organ donors. You can start by doing that and saving somebody's life. It doesn't even necessarily mean donating to science, but donating organs. Begin to do this and start to save lives. Lucy is explaining that for me, my experience is going to be different from what everybody else experienced. My reason behind this was to help science and to bring more education to people. Look at you, you're an amazing doctor because of what you learned through my physical body. And she says, so you think about the lives that you are affecting. There are people that will be negative and will disrespect the physical body or may try doing things that are unheard of. But you have to realize that there's also good people that have good intentions. But donating, we consider that there's going to be a positive effect of my donation of my body. My soul no longer needs it. So therefore, I'm benefiting the world and the earth. If you are not comfortable with leaving your body for somebody to use, then you can be comfortable with donating an organ and saving somebody's life.
Yeah.
She says donation is key to life. Donating blood, donating plasma, She's talking about stem cell therapy, being able to take the cells out of bodies that are recently deceased
Yeah.
and being able to use that for medical research. Donating can help to bring healing to animals and also humans, a family member that you have 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road.
Yeah. All right. So, what do they do to the bodies, or in particular, what did they do to your body when we were finished with anatomy class?
She says, what body?
Well, yeah.
Yes,
It was like,
yes.
what did they?
She's funny. I like her personality. She says she's showing burning happening.
Okay, yeah, I figured. Well, so that saves on burial costs and real estate, I guess, too, to donate your body in that way. I know it sounds terrible. A lot of people want a place to visit their deceased loved one, so.
She says, in my case, I didn't have family that was around anymore. And so I didn't have that battle with family members of your body's not going to be around. When I explain to you that there's a physical connection to your loved ones here on earth to your body, your physical loved ones may have a hard time at detaching from that body. They need a spot to go and visit, a resting spot. And so donation is not for everybody, but in those cases where you're comfortable with it and your family is aware that you are going on to a different place and that that vessel is no longer a part of you, then you're going to be comfortable with donating it and bringing healing to the earth or to another individual.
I suppose you could donate the body, and when the medical students are finished, they can put it in a coffin and let the family bury it somewhere.
She says those are options that are presented to family members.
Really?
If there are family members that wish to do this, things will be put into place prior to anything happening with my body or with the body.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about your life as Maria/Lucy?
She's showing me quite a bit of struggle that happened throughout her life with relationships, not finding anybody to love her. She was quite emotionally abused through childhood, which is why her brain was important to have studied. The impact of child neglect on the physical brain was
Yeah.
something that I wanted to be looked into. That's why you have the brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so why? What was different about the brain? Did it look different, or?
Many things. The stress, a brain under stress, it causes discoloration. Things that need to be looked at pretty quickly, not after the body is really deteriorating.
Yeah.
So she says this was part of what I wanted to do, although it wasn't necessarily what happened. But my theory behind it was childhood neglect, emotional abuse of the physical brain, your heart, the damage that it physically does to you,
Yes.
and having that be shown. She doesn't show any form of substance abuse. She doesn't show physical abuse. She shows emotional.
All right. So, do you think that did you also have emotional abuse from you know uh, your partners, like husband? Did you
All of them.
were, were you
She's
ever
saying
married?
towards, yes, I was married 3 different times throughout my lifetime, all of which ended very badly. My last husband died before I did, so I was widowed, which is why I had no family members. I was not, I had to follow rules and things were different in my time. And so this is why my life was more challenging. I was unable to speak up when I really wanted to, and having that mindset of obeying and listening to either your peers, your husbands, your parents. This is where I was at with what I had to do. And so I did it out of habit. And so it was hard for me to change.
Well, I can
She shows
imagine
it.
all the emotional abuse from childhood on and the childhood neglect made you not love yourself very much. And when people engage in self-loathing, then they don't take care of themselves and they don't eat properly and take care of their body. Is that what happened to you?
Yes, it is because I didn't necessarily know how to take care of myself, which is why I was easily walked over.
Okay. Did you have any children?
No.
Oh gosh. So you had absolutely, there was not even, did you have any siblings that you could have reached out to? Parents?
She says on the other side, they had all passed away.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there was truly nobody in your life. What about your previous two husbands? Too estranged from them, I guess?
So one of them had passed before her, but the previous two, she says they were not around anymore. They were very emotionally abusive, which I would not have
Oh, yeah.
engaged with them.
Oh, yeah. No, of course not. Did you have financial trouble too? Were you poor?
No, no. I was very successful
What did
because of
Yeah, what did you
my
do?
husband's income.
Oh, okay. Were you a housewife?
Yes,
Okay. Were you a good cook?
I'd like to think so.
Good. What's your favorite? What's your specialty? Give me your secret recipe.
What I'm looking at looks like some form of casserole. It's enchiladas, but it's
Mmm.
in a casserole dish. It's not like your average American food.
God, I love, if I could eat only one type of food the rest of my life, it would be definitely Mexican food. All right. So, what do you think you were here to learn? I know what you
Self love.
want, right? Yeah.
Self love was my main thing that I was here to learn. By the end of my life, I had really learned that loving myself was essential to my well being, which is something that I learned after losing my supporter and feeling like I had freedom. I know it sounds a little bit hard to hear, but I didn't feel as if I had freedom while I was in any of my marriages.
Of course not. Yeah. So the last one was just as abusive as the other two?
Emotionally, yes, but
Yeah.
I was there financially for security.
Okay. Well, what about physical abuse? Did anybody physically abuse you? Your parents or any of your three husbands?
Parents, my parents as a child, and my very first husband. The other two were just emotional or very controlling.
Okay. All right. Did you not have any kids because you couldn't, or y'all didn't want any?
She says it never happened.
Oh,
It's not something that was planned on in her mind. She didn't want the responsibility. It was never allowed for her.
all right. Can you tell us about another life that most influenced your life as Lucy slash Maria?
Yes, what I'm looking at is Ireland, and she shows quite a bit of traveling, her being a traveler and needing to help her parents to support financially and to get food. She's showing herself as traveling and experiencing a lot of things in the life of Lucy, and that's what followed her from her previous lifetime. Education was important to her, as education was important to her as the life of Maria or Lucy.
Well, how educated were you? Did you get your high school diploma?
Yes, I did. In both of my lifetimes, I did.
Oh, that's good.
She's
Did you
using
have
a different word as diploma. It's a different word, but it's an education that she had.
the GED maybe? The test where you take the test?
No, it's she says what you're calling it would be diploma, would be the same thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So, are you from Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras?
I'm looking at where Guatemala would be, but it's not inside of Guatemala.
Uh,
It's in probably the outer side of it.
Nicaragua, Honduras?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
Nicaragua. Okay.
Yes.
All right. How did you get? How old were you when you immigrated to America?
She's showing me being 7 years old and traveling with her family. During this time, she had to just do as she was told to, and it was very abusive, not only from family members, but from other people, and it was allowed.
Wow, was it like in a caravan like we're seeing now?
Yes, but not as classy, and she's using the term classy as much different now.
Well, in what ways were you abused on your trek to America?
She says sexually and physically. from men that were on the trip and a part of the traveling with her.
And your parents allowed that or didn't know it?
Her father was aware of it, her mother was not.
Oh, God. Oh, that's awful. But were you happy to be in America and to be an American, essentially?
As I got older, yes, I had great gratitude for it. As I was younger, I was very rebellious of what I had to go through to get there.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. So, were you an illegal immigrant? Did you ever get legal status?
Yes, to both of your questions. The legal status came as an adult for me, which took a long time and a very long process.
Yeah, I can imagine. Did you have any dreams as far as a career is concerned, or did you always plan to be a housewife, a homemaker?
My plan was survival, and survival meant that I worked at different times in my lifetime. Not always was I a housewife. That was towards my later years. I had plans to be successful. Yes. Was I successful on my own? Not very, but I made it. She's explaining that nothing was ever set in stone for her. She kind of went with the way that life took her.
Okay. So, you did have jobs prior to your?
She was cleaning, she shows cooking, very much like a housekeeper, but doing it for others, caretaking for others.
Like maybe for some of the doctors and their families in Galveston? Or
Yes.
I figured that came to me. All right, now a couple of last things. Tell me a little bit more about your glorious transition. And God dang, you deserved a nice transition, girl.
She's showing it being very sudden for her, and it wasn't as if I was afraid when I came over. I was very well aware of what was going on. For me, I was able to see my sisters, and I was able to see my mother, who I had missed, but also had quite anger towards her. We worked on repairing our relationship as this was the main person to come and get me. As I work on this side, I learned that I had lessons to be independent during certain time frames of my lifetime. So my death really showed me the lessons that I was there to learn, and I had different sense of gratitude, and I had a positive remorse, not remorse, I had a positive feeling of the life that I had just come out of, even though there was so much pain that I had endured.
It was a lot of soul growth, I guess. Did you eventually know, get to love yourself?
I do, yes. When I found freedom towards the end of my life, that's when I really began to do self care and love who I am as an individual and really realize that I didn't need another person to bring that love to me.
Did you um, did your parents have the spiritual contract to abuse you the way they did? Is that
Yes,
something? Okay, and that was to encourage you to be
shift me to
empowered.
shift me. Yes, to shift me into a better person. What I did was I also brought healing to children, not my own children, but children of other people, children that I would encounter, and I would bring healing to them, teach them how to see signs of abuse, teach them how to talk to people.
How
And
did
so
you?
I brought lots of healing.
In what capacity did you do that? Did you like babysit?
Teaching. She
Nanny?
shows she shows teaching and educating, but not in an educational facility. This is going to be children that just come to her, children of friends, children of her employees, doctors that she would work for. She did caretaking for other kids. I want to say like nanny.
Okay.
This type of role is what she played.
Okay, and so do you feel like you're an energy healer also? Or do you have any other spiritual gifts?
She says, I do see that I am, yes, a light worker. And I do see that what I was more of an angel to people that needed me during hard times.
Oh, wow. All right, one final thing, and then Eric, if you have any questions too, do you have any final messages to the world or anybody?
He says, my message to everybody is, see, we all come in for some really shitty experiences. Lucy's my example. When you get to the other side, you'll see the bigger picture. So stop trying to figure out why I'm going through this and just go with the flow and let the experience change. He says
Yeah.
there's a bigger purpose to what you go through.
Yeah, let the experience change, help you grow.
Shift you.
Evolve. Yeah, shift. But
Yeah.
Lucy, do you have any messages?
She says thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And she's telling you thank you
God.
for respecting her body.
Oh, thank you for
And
your.
thank you for putting the awareness out there so people can learn that there is such thing as donating your body. And
Yeah,
so more people can consider donating your organs.
good.
Save a life.
That is a good message. I remember standing outside the door of the anatomy lab, and they were about to open the things. I was a first year medical school, and I thought, oh God, I hope I don't faint. I hope I don't. So I kind of locked my knees and before preparation. And then we finally were let in, and we saw a cadaver, and it was no big deal. But I felt just a lot of empathy for you for obvious reasons, I guess. Eric,
You
do you
have
have any
a good
questions?
heart.
Oh, what?
She says you have a good heart.
Oh, thank you. And you obviously did too. I saw it. It looked
Thank you.
beautiful.
She says thank you.
Eric, do you have any questions for Miss Lucy?
No, Mom, you covered it.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in, Lucy. And again, I'm so grateful for what you sacrificed. You're so giving of your body so that we could all learn to be better doctors.
She says thank you so much. And that was my purpose, bringing beautiful and amazing doctors the education they need.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. And Eric says, I love you guys. Watch out for me.
Okay. I love you, Eric. I love you, really. You guys can check her out at angelmedium7.com, and I will put it right here. Bye,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.